you're in the middle of everything, and that's what I love. Just like at the same time, the drawback. If you perform, you blind out, you blind out, you blend out, and at the same time you give and you get in, and that's it's a gift that you get for free, and it's also something that you have to be able to give at the same time. So it's nice. It's beautiful. I love it. You have to. You're an artist. I don't know. Sometimes I do.
And this relationship, you also work as an art therapist, and you have also this relationship with the group. How does it differ? How is it different when you're teaching and you're giving and in the performance? Do you have words to describe that, or is it difficult?
Oh, it's very difficult because it's I think it's different genre. It's like one is very structured, and you need for me, if I teach, you really need focus and structure, and to really get into, first of all, to get into what people want from you, first of all, then you kind of tap into the dark, into the possibilities. What can I give? What can I not give? What experiences do I have? And it's a very big difference, because I don't teach performance art. I work with the business if I teach, or if I do art therapy. So it's a very big difference. But with the performance, this for me it has a much wider range of the ability to reach, to reach out, because it's very subtle. Like, let's say last weekend I did a performance in Padova, and I was naked, and I thought, oh, it's in Italy, and it's very Catholic, and still really Catholic, and people walk by, and I had the naked rabbit again, the dead rabbit, and then of course it's something that is intriguing at the same time. It's kind of, what is it? It's like dead animal. What does she want to say?
You can explain a little bit.
It was about, I took my performance Dress to Kill to that place, and it's about, it's about the feeling of power and the loss of power, loss of control, death, decay, female figure, physicalness. It's all random. And basically it's about, I go somewhere, like in the performance, I have 3 different stages. I enter, I walk, it's a path, I see the first stop, I do something, like a kind of a ritual, it's about giving birth and being impregnated. And then the next step would be an involvement. And the next step, the last step would be, for example, cutting out the rabbit, like getting something out or destroying something. And then I leave. So it's a stage, travel, it's a journey, and I enter and I leave. So you see me, and I go, and I leave, basically. And then I think people are, sometimes it's like, why do they performers have always to be naked and this and that, but it's not like you plan on that, It was not my intention to be half naked in Italy somehow, like 5 years ago, or I didn't want to be a performance artist even, or it just happened that I went that path and now I'm here, and sometimes I'm naked and, I don't care, I have to do it, because the role or the character, it's like that, And
what reactions?
I think people get really acquainted to other people being naked in the public. We see everywhere on advertisement and stuff, but that's a very big difference, because when they're face to face and very close, like, it was so interesting, because I bought that rabbit, around the corner. It was 500 meters away, the big market square, and they had in every store, they had goats. They had hanging animals, goats, rabbits, pigs heads, liver, I mean everything. They had chickens with heads and legs. And then I put it in the store, and it was a very kitschy gift shop where I bought it. And then people were like, "Oh, this disgusting! What is it?" And Barbara was like in Italian. She was afterwards telling me, "Well, you know, we bought it around the corner every day. You find the rabbit, you cook the rabbit, you take the rabbit, you eat it, and then when you put it into this place, and you place it in a different context, of course, yeah. I think that's what we work with, of course. But then it's always, it's just interesting. Yeah, it's sometimes. Yes, I think it's, come on, you know. But I think if a performance leaves a little bit of an imprint, let's say, after that shock. It's not, it doesn't have to be a big shock, but maybe something that it intrigues you, and then you look a little bit closer, and maybe you watch the whole thing, and you're in a different world. It happens to me when I watch other performers. And to me, it's like not even that I watch it, and I think, what could it mean? It's like, I watch it, and then I think, okay, and then I leave, and I don't think about it for days, and then sometimes I have the feeling like, oh, I get it. Like, this is it, or yeah, some pops into my mind that's like, oh, that's what she thought, or something, you know, or that's nice, or I kind of understand, but it just, I completely forget about it, and then afterwards it leaves that little imprint. It's very subtle, and I think it's because it works with the moving image and the the distance and the closeness thing. You know, it's kind of interaction, and I think it's very beautiful, that kind of interaction. And when it's accompanied, I think, by music, it's even so I love music, and that's what I like best. When I perform with a musician who can sing the same way, receive the same way, and the interaction with that is beautiful.
But also when you're performing, I find that it sort of even, for me, it practically carries the movement. It's like the air is full. When I've performed, accidentally it happened that the musician could not perform the last performance I did with her, for some reason anyway. So when there, for me, it was extremely difficult. Because even the movement of everything, it's like I was in emptiness. Yeah. It really carries a sense of frames, or I don't know how to explain it, but it's like I can touch the air. But if it's not there, it's like, what am I doing? I had a moment like that. I had a moment. So you have a moment of doubt also because I was doing something quite difficult. I did a ritual that was to accompany openings for artists who are working around Egyptology and mummification. And so I have a friend who is studying Egyptology and is actually finishing her PhD. And she said, well, you should do the ritual of the opening of the mouth. I said, well, okay. So I got some character. His name is meant to open your mouth. So when you enter the next mouth, you are able to eat. This is why they put food and for you to enter your new life, and you would be able to live. So this is a ritual for entering a new life. So I thought it was quite cool that this symbolically is like entering something new, rebirth, but from someone from outside, it's really crazy to seeing this woman with the dog and some people left. And then she was with, I don't know, I was behind the bar. And then I don't know how to go. Like, because I called actually Talesh' wife. I think it's Talesh or something like that. Maybe it makes mistakes. But because for the costume, I felt more confident being a woman than being a woman. I don't know. I wanted to be a woman. I had a knife and I had this doll, and they cut her mouth and they carried it to me. Anyway, it was, some people were totally shocked and they thought, I mean, this happened also with that life, but it uses meat. Yeah. Some people can have very strong reactions. I mean, like the situation, where some people really hate what you're doing. Or some people be really intrigued and really like, it's like no in between. Sometimes you do shock doing something and what are you doing? This is not that. Sometimes you explore things and you're not 100% sure anyway because it's kind of experimenting. But this was really something with the frame and trying to fit with some other artists' work. So it was a little bit different. It wasn't totally me. But since I do like to work with meditation, and this was also a prayer that people did. You have to be sincere. But people the reaction of the public, we talked about it does affect you sometimes, or not, because even if you said to the wall, it has become like, you have to give us techniques. What's your trick? How do you protect yourself from the public?
Normally, try to work in the silence. Again, don't realize that they work with the street, so that they don't know why. You can read it.
Yeah. But still you can like it or dislike it. You don't have to necessarily understand, I guess.
It's not the main point.
Yeah. But that was a stupid question, but this is question. Yeah, the right name. That's the basic, yeah, right. And why not the right name? No, because I have the opposite thing. I don't want the right name. Sensitive thing. I don't want to put my name on work. And you do because what's your reason? You know? Yes.
I know it started when I was really young. I didn't understand the sense of I got back. You know, I was thinking about when I'm 18, I stopped because there was nobody who was older than 18. After I'm 20, I pretty friends and everybody was older than that. Or I just stopped it.
It's over now. Yes. I'm over, you know, like
there's something serious, man. I was waiting all the time. I was doing installation, comics and stuff. And my mom was always, what's